Back here on First Things First with Bart Scott, we are going viral. Chase Daniel started for the first time since 2014 yesterday for the Chicago Bears, and even though the quarterback calmed his nerves to throw for 230 yards and 2 scores in the win, he was a little anxious to get on the field, leaving the tunnel, a tad prematurely. What? Oh, not now? My bad. Oops. I thought we were all going out, guys.
So what happens when you only have 70 career passes going into a game, despite making $30 million? You don't know.
I mean, you can have 70 passes and still know when you're not used to being the starter. The starter's is coming out. Now, I'm going to tell you what he was prepared for, the press conference, because dude was clean.
Oh, yeah.
Beard trimmed. You see that, Nick?
Zoom in on
That's a full-grown beard there. There's no smoke. That's just all grown man.
I don't even have a beard anymore. Well, don't be mad at me because you can't grow facial
It's not because you shave. It's because they took away the smoke.
You hit him with the fedora.
Man, you're doing a lot of cussing today on this Friday.
You're making me mad a lot on this Friday.
No
what is the smoke?
Jenna, we'll discuss it later.
The 5 o'clock shadow stuff?
No. Yeah, to make it look more full.
Oh, yeah.
The thing they put in the back of CeCe's head, cover up his damn bald spot.
Absolutely.
That's too
You gotta get that Tigger, man. Get that Tigger.
More from Thanksgiving. Cowboys playing host to Washington. Terrible hosts. Made them work all night. And no leftovers. Dak Prescott threw for 289 yards, scored 3 total touchdowns. Ezekiel Elliott went off. 121 yards and a touchdown on the ground. And Amari Cooper finally having that breakout day with 180 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. Cowboys go on to win 31-23, beating Washington. They're now tied atop the division, both teams at 6-5. Here's Dak on the team's performance.
100%. Just the way we're going and the way we're progressing, as you said, these last 3 games is defense making turnovers. We're actually going and cashing them in for touchdowns. We're taking care of the ball. Defense is getting us many possessions, even when we're punting it. So we're just all playing together. Offensive line's doing a great job holding up when we need to, making plays down the field. But there's still plays out there to be that have been left out there on both sides of the ball.
They say, if you really want to be a good team, you have to start rolling in November. And, we've just been focused, man, standing tall with our backs against the wall, relentless, and, hopefully we can keep this up.
All right, Bart, you watch this game. What do you think is going to be the key, or what has been the key to this Cowboys team turning things around? Because it seems like they just sort of hit a corner and now they're off and running.
Well, it's Coach Colombo, right? Decide and understand. And
offensive line coach.
Yeah, offensive line coach. They made the change because they were trying to do more of a Denver scheme and get these guys going laterally. This is a big physical offensive line. You put a lot of draft equity into them. They're coming downhill. They're coming off double teams and getting up to the next level. They're putting Zeke in an eye back behind the quarterback. Dak underneath center. You're getting power runs, and he's making guys pay, and they're making business decisions. He's a big, physical, fast running back with loose hips, able to cut back, wind back, and get back to the second level. He's running away from guys, and that's been the biggest difference, allowing Dak to have play action down the field. Amari Cooper stepping up, but a little thing that concerns me is the fact that, 9 receptions for Cooper, but I don't see Hearns, who was one of their big offseason acquisitions, getting involved in the game, and Beasley starting to disappear. You need somebody that's going to be able to work the seams. They don't have an elite tight end. They need somebody that can work the seams of the defenses.
Yeah, I can understand why you'd have concern. I think that let's go to the good part first. And Amari Cooper being the #1 receiver, proving that I am worth that trade. So now they have so much positive tape that they can build on. And I just believe the Amari Cooper effect. Ultimately, he's going to get more coverage. Zeke's going to be running against less people in the box. Now, in the first 3 games before this, man, Zeke, it was kind of, they only had a little bit of coverage to Amari, so Zeke was benefiting. But the reason why the running game was really clicking was because of Mark Colombo, the new offensive line coach, the new combo blocking, and allowing him to get to the secondary. Now, Amari, because of these big plays, because what I believe it's going to do, NFL defenses are going to respect that, because you have to respect Amari Cooper's speed. People forget what an elite speed and runner with the football he is. And I believe when you start seeing stuff like that on tape, because I played with quarterbacks, a lot less ability than Dak Prescott. And they always used to tell me, Chris, there's always something about you when you make a play. It just gives me so much more confidence that I feel like I don't have to be perfect every week. I don't have to throw the ball in a certain spot. I'm not afraid to throw it in tight coverage. And you can start to see with Dak in a couple of the throws that he made, Amari's first touchdown, it wasn't perfect. Dak put it in a spot where he could make a play. On the second touchdown, he wasn't on his spot right there. You see him drifting to his left a little bit. He's waiting for Amari to get open. He puts a ball that speaks to him. Amari, there's no coverage to the inside. Take that and run off with it. They have double zone here with man underneath. He throws it right over the man coverage. Amari makes just an individual play that he's more than capable of doing. So for me now, it's a matter of building on the confidence that Amari, because I saw the kid who left Alabama in 2 of his first 3 years in the NFL was all pro. I mean, made the Pro Bowl. So that's the kid that I saw. And sometimes when you have quiet wide receivers, you have to be able to give them a sense of confidence, because I'm not saying Amari doesn't have confidence, but he's not a guy that's going to be bragging about it. Nick Saban immediately identified the personality of Amari Cooper. Yeah, it's a lot like Larry Fitzgerald. It's a lot like Calvin Johnson. But those guys have had coaches that help embolden them. Amari, for him to do that skit.
Well, that's what I was about to see.
I mean, like.
But it was something led up to it.
I mean, for people who would know him and be like, no, he would never do anything like that. To me, it shows he's very, very comfortable being there in Dallas. And they've really empowered him.
And you saw it before even the touchdown, when he's signaling for a first down. Like, that is not typical of Amari Cooper. You've known the guy since before he went to Alabama.
Yeah, I've seen Amari Cooper play every football game since his senior year. And that's 3 years at Alabama before he was drafted by the Raiders. I can swear by this kid. Like, he's one of the kids that I watch every single week.
And we got a diehard Raider fan on the staff who walked in this morning and said, even when Amari Cooper was going great, he every time he scored a touchdown, hand the ball to the ref. Not only was he doing a celebration, but that one was planned out. The guys knew to line up on the free throw line. He did the Markelle Fultz tap it to each other free throw. Like, that was a well thought out, kind of a shade toward, not even kind of definite shade towards Markelle Fultz. Like, he is feeling at ease enough to do things like that. And the other thing we're seeing from a football perspective is the detriment to the defense. If you're going to use one of your safeties in run coverage, you only got to make one guy miss. Like, that's what we saw in those long touchdowns was he didn't have to run past 2 safeties, only had to run past 1.
And Bart, you've been on a team where you've seen, it's a very good defensive team, but you've seen guys either come to the team, either drafted, you acquire them, and once they get that acceptance in the locker room, what it allows them to do on the field, maybe explain that to us.
Well, I'll tell you what, when I look at Cooper, he looks like a guy that got his freedom papers, right? Because what happens is when you're in a place and in the football operation, everything is going downhill. It's a black hole, and now you get your freedom papers, and now you're going from a team that you had no expectations for the season, and you get your walking papers, you go to a better place. Much like we see with Eli Apple, it's like being freed, right? You're freed. So now he feels like, okay, I have an opportunity to play meaningful football. My future's bright, and this team believes in me. Where the other team had lost faith in him, now they believe in him. So now when somebody believes, you want to prove them right and prove the other team wrong.
Oh, he said that too, because they asked him the question, hey, are you playing like this because you want to prove Oakland to be wrong? He said, no, I don't want to prove
He said, I want to prove Dallas right, not prove Oakland wrong.
So quickly, Bart, is this team playing well enough to win a weak division, or are they playing well enough to actually do some damage moving forward?
Well, they're playing good enough to win this division, just because I feel sorry for Washington, man. I mean, because they did everything right in the offseason, going out, getting Alex Smith, improving that offensive line and bringing Adrian Peterson in, who looks like Benjamin Button, who looks refreshed and was going to be able to add something. Reed, for the first time, is healthy. And then the offensive line goes down, and now it's like, well, they're just trying to, stay afloat. And who knows if they can stay afloat. But I believe Dallas not only can win this division, but I feel like they can be a team that can upset a team because they can get ahead. And when you think about, playoff football, you got to pack your run game and your defense. And they have both. They have the ability to take the air out of the football, limit possessions. Time seems to fly by in the playoffs. They can run the ball and take out the time and just, take the time.
The way you guys won some with both your runs. Jets and the Ravens, like quarterbacks that were similar to Dak Prescott skill set wise. Is Sanchez worse than Dak Prescott? And
they're about the same.
Okay, all right. Sanchez, I say this with no due respect. Sanchez worse than Dak Prescott. But the Cowboys lost games like this early in the year. Close at the halftime, Zeke getting some carries early, and then they found a way to lose. Yesterday, they found a way to win, and Washington, because of those injuries, now the tiebreakers, everything, they're cooked.
All right, let's take a break. Thanks, Bart. Coming up, will Cam and the Panthers bounce back against the Seahawks after losing 2 straight? Next on First Things First.
I was going to drop a homicide.